Imagine a house that seems normal from the outside, but beneath it, a horrifying secret is hidden for decades. This is the story of Josef Fritzl, an Austrian man whose crimes are almost impossible to believe.
Josef Fritzl was the most horrific story I've ever reported in 30 years of journalism.
As a journalist, I find this story extraordinary. As a father, I find it abhorrent. How and why did this happen?
Josef Fritzl, at age 49, had already lived a life marked by cruelty. Years before his most infamous crime, he locked his own mother away in an attic for 20 years until her death. Yet he had a family of his own, 7 children with his wife Rosemary. Inside their home, Josef ruled like a tyrant. Minor mistakes were met with extreme punishment, and his children quickly learned that his word was law. Among his children was Elisabeth, his daughter. By the age of 11, Josef punished her more harshly than the others, leaving her fearful, quiet, and withdrawn. By 16, Elisabeth had attempted to escape multiple times, but each attempt failed. Police returned her home every time. Frustrated and obsessed with control, Josef made a chilling decision. He would build a hidden dungeon beneath their home, a place Elisabeth could never escape from. Josef told everyone he was building a fallout shelter, something common at the time, but he secretly transformed it into a complex underground dungeon. Hidden doors, some weighing over 1,000 pounds, opened only with special keys or secret codes, creating a maze only he could navigate. As an electrical engineer, he wired it with lights, ventilation, and even soundproofing, so no one could hear what was happening inside. By August 1984, the dungeon was complete. On August 28, 1984, Josef lured Elisabeth, then 18, into the basement under the pretense of helping with a door. He knocked her unconscious and dragged her into the dungeon, sealing the door permanently. Her mother, Rosemary, worried when her daughter didn't return home. Josef told her Elisabeth had run away and joined a cult. To reinforce the lie, he forced Elisabeth to write a letter claiming she wanted to leave, which he showed to police, ending the search. Elisabeth's life underground was unimaginable. Chained in a pitch-black room with no windows, she lived in freezing, damp conditions, surrounded by mold, rats, and decay. Josef visited at will, sometimes to punish, starve, or assault her. 6 months later, he removed the chains, not out of mercy, but to continue his abuse. Over the years, Elisabeth gave birth to 7 children, fathered by her own father. The first, Kirsten, was born in 1988. Josef provided no help, forcing Elisabeth to deliver using only a medical guidebook. She managed to care for her baby alone. Other children followed. Stephen in 1990, Lisa 3 years later, and more, including twins. One twin, Michael, was born weak and died at 3 days old. Josef disposed of his body in their furnace. Despite the horror, Elisabeth tried to make life bearable for her children. She taught them to read, drew colourful illustrations on the walls, and invented stories, anything to give them hope and a sense of the outside world. To the outside world, Josef made it appear as if Elisabeth's children were mysteriously appearing at their doorstep. He forced Elisabeth to write letters claiming she abandoned the babies. Rosemary and Josef adopted some of these children, furthering the illusion. Josef even taunted the children still in captivity with photos of their siblings enjoying sunlight and play, reminding them of the life they would never have. Fast forward to 2008. Kirsten, now 19, falls gravely ill. Elisabeth pleads with Josef to take her to a hospital. For the first time in 24 years, he hesitates. Doctors immediately notice something is wrong. Kirsten's skin is pale, her teeth are destroyed, and she has no medical history. Police become involved. Josef panics and brings Elisabeth up from the dungeon. For the first time, his control begins to crumble. Elisabeth, terrified but determined, eventually reveals the truth to detectives after securing a promise she would never face her father again. Josef Fritzl is finally arrested, charged with false imprisonment, incest, assault, and murder for baby Michael. His trial exposes the unimaginable horrors of the dungeon and Elisabeth's resilience. When he sees Elisabeth in court, he loses the confidence he had wielded for decades. The verdict: life imprisonment, no parole. Elisabeth and her children are finally free. A story of unimaginable horror, but also of survival and resilience. This case remains one of the darkest, most shocking crimes in modern history,